I want a divorce. Found a real man, not a broke loser. Wife texted. After maxing 300K on my cards for her affair. She laughed. I replied, "Good luck," and blocked her. This morning. Phone exploded with 40+ missed calls from her, begging for bail money. I, 42M, am trying to make sense of the wreckage. The last 24 hours blew up my life, and while part of me is numb, another part is just cold, calculating fury. Yesterday afternoon, maybe 3 p.m., my phone buzzed. A text from Clara, 39F, my wife of 12 years. Things haven't been perfect, but I thought we were okay. The text. I want a divorce. Met someone real, someone who isn't a broke loser content with a boring life. We're celebrating. Have fun being alone. Okay. Ouch. Before I could even process that, another one landed. Oh, and check your credit card balances. Starting my new life right. LOL. Blocking you now. The LOL felt like twisting the knife. Broke loser? Seriously? We live comfortably. Not rich, but fine. And the sheer cruelty. Something snapped. Not rage, not yet. Just ice. I typed back. Good luck. Then I blocked her number. My hands were shaking, but I went straight to my credit card apps. Mostly my cards, but she's been an authorized user on a couple for years. Groceries, shared expenses, that kind of thing. Built on trust that now feels monumentally stupid. It was worse than I imagined. Card 1, maxed 75K limit. Card 2, maxed 90K. Card 3, maxed 100K. 2 store cards, maxed 15K and 20K. Total damage, around $300,000. Looking at the transaction history, the spree started about 3 days ago. High-end stores I don't recognize, first-class flights for 2, fancy hotels, jewelry I've definitely never seen. Had I missed alerts? Maybe. I get tons of notifications. Sometimes I'd see one from a shared card and assume it was her picking up dinner or something usual. Never imagined this. The scale is staggering. Adrenaline surged. The next few hours were a blur of damage control. Called every single credit card company. Reported the situation, the text, the timing, the nature of the purchases clearly indicating non-marital spending with another person after she declared intent to divorce. Requested immediate freezes on all cards to stop further bleeding. Started the dispute process, emphasizing she was an authorized user, but this was clearly outside any normal use and timed with her leaving the marriage. They were non-committal about liability, but opened investigations. The debt, for now, sits on my accounts. Called my bank. Alerts on everything. Changed every password I could think of. Called my lawyer. Got his voicemail, laid it all out. He called back fast. His tone was grim, but practical. Document everything. File for divorce immediately citing adultery and crucial for the debt. Dissipation of marital assets. He warned me that since she was an authorized user, getting the banks to absolve me might be tough. Our main fight would be getting the court to assign that debt solely to her in the divorce. Sleep? Barely. Stared at the ceiling, the charges swimming in my head. The betrayal feels physical. This morning, around 7 a.m., the phone barrage started. Blocked numbers hitting voicemail, random texts. Then her sister Chloe called. I finally answered around 8 a.m. Chloe. Mark, what the hell did you do? Me. Morning, Chloe, what's up? Kept my voice level. Chloe. Clara's in jail. She called me collect. You need to bail her out now. Arrested last night with some guy, Finn. Me. Finn? That the real man? Chloe. Stop it. She said they were just having dinner, got loud, cops overreacted. Public intoxication, disorderly conduct, whatever. Finn didn't have ID. She needs bail. Used her one call on me. She said you froze the cards. She has no money. Me. Did Finn take all the cash she presumably got during her 300K shopping spree? Couldn't resist. Look, Chloe. Clara texted me yesterday wanting a divorce after torching my credit for her celebration. She made her bed. She's not my responsibility. Tell her good luck. Chloe. You can't do this. She's your wife. You owe her. Me. Not anymore. Talk to my lawyer if you need anything else. Hung up. Blocked Chloe. Since then, non-stop. 40+ missed calls, texts, voicemails. Clara crying, pleading, then screaming about how I owe her, how I have to fix this. Apparently, Finn's family isn't helping, and he might have conveniently lost the cash she had on her. Too bad. So sad. Lawyer filed the divorce this morning. The banks are investigating, but I'm bracing for a fight. That $300K is hanging over my head like an axe. She wanted to start her new life? Fine. But she's dragging this debt with her. I'll fight like hell to make sure of it. Feels less empty now. More like grim determination. Update 1 week later. Hey Reddit. Quick update. Appreciate the support. Things are escalating, predictably. Recap. Clara's $300K parting gift on my cards, divorce text, arrest, affair partner. Finn. I refused bail, blocked everyone, lawyer filed divorce citing adultery dissipation. Banks investigating, but liability likely mine initially. Developments. Bail and Finn. MIA. Chloe did bail Clara out after a day or so. Seems Clara did have some cash left from the spree, but not nearly enough for bail. And surprise, Finn apparently lost his wallet and hers during the arrest commotion and hasn't been seen since he got out. Shocking. Entitlement escalation. The calls, emails shifted from desperate pleading, briefly, to full-blown entitlement, mostly channeled through Chloe, but Clara gets her shots in too via email. You have to unfreeze her cards. They're not her cards, they're mine, and no. The debt is marital. We were married when she spent it. You have to pay half. My lawyer literally laughed when I told him this one. Dissipation is a strong counter. She needs living expenses. You owe her alimony now. Filed after she left and spent $300K on an affair? Bold. You embarrassed her by letting her get arrested. You should pay her legal fees. Still trying to figure out how my actions led to her getting drunk and disorderly with Finn. My actions and reality check. Lawyer mode. All communication is now routed through my lawyer. Sent cease and desist letters regarding harassment. They've mostly ignored them, which my lawyer says just builds our case. Divorce served. Clara was served papers. Her reaction, relayed by the process server, was apparently volcanic. Homefront. Locks changed immediately. Locksmith checked deed ID. Doorbell cam installed. Caught Chloe trying the door handle 2 days ago. Spoke via cam. Clara arranges belongings removal via lawyers. Leave the property now or I call the police. Lots of yelling, but she left. Felt good. Financial truth. Met with my lawyer and a financial advisor. The bank investigations are ongoing, but the initial feedback is grim as expected. Because she was an authorized user, the banks will almost certainly hold me liable for the full $300K. They might close the cards, flag her SSN, etc., but the debt itself legally remains mine towards them. The entire fight is now in the divorce court, proving dissipation of assets so the judge orders her solely responsible for that $300K debt as part of the divorce decree. It means I'm carrying this massive debt load during the proceedings. Stressful doesn't even cover it. Emotional state. The shock has worn off, replaced by a grinding stress about the money, but also a hardening resolve. Every entitled demand just fuels the fire. The sadness for the lost marriage is still there, buried under the sheer audacity of it all. Knowing the financial fight ahead is daunting, but there's no going back. She built this bonfire. I just need to make sure she's the one left holding the ashes and the debt. Heard Finn is totally ghosting her. The real man wasn't so real without the money. Color me shocked. More when I know more. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Final update, 4 months later. All right, folks, this is likely the last update. The marathon from hell has crossed a finish line of sorts. Recap. Clara's $300K spree on my cards as an authorized user, divorce text, arrest, bail, lawyer battles, Confirmed bank liability resting on me initially, fight to assign debt to her in divorce court. The dirty tricks continued as expected. Harassment escalation, fake negative reviews of my workplace online, quickly removed, calls to HR claiming I was unstable. HR backed me completely after lawyer contact. Vague social media posts painting her as a victim, backfired when friends asked about the 300K. Standard playbook. Legal maneuvering. Her lawyer, likely working on contingency or paid by Chloe, tried every trick to claim the debt was legitimate marital spending, or that my income meant I should absorb it. Argued for significant alimony. Tried to stake claims on my premarital assets. Fake welfare check. Yep, Chloe pulled that stunt. Claimed I was distraught. I wasn't. Cops came, were professional, saw it was bogus, documented it, added to our evidence pile. My response, no direct engagement. Everything funneled to my lawyer. My revenge wasn't a Hollywood explosion. It was meticulous documentation and letting the legal process unfold, aimed squarely at ensuring Clara faced the consequences of her choices, especially the debt. The debt judgment. This was the core battle. The banks confirmed. As the primary cardholder, I was liable to them for the 300K. They weren't writing it off. The victory had to be in family court, and we got it. The courtroom. We presented everything. The texts, the itemized 300K spending, first-class tickets for 2, luxury hotels coinciding with Finn's known locations, high-end goods clearly not for the household, the timeline, the harassment, the police report from the welfare check stunt, the decree. The judge was not impressed with Clara or her arguments. The final divorce decree explicitly cited extreme financial dissipation and marital waste. Crucially, the judge ordered Clara solely responsible for the entire $300,000 debt. The decree includes indemnification language, meaning legally, she owes me for any portion of that debt the banks force me to pay. Alimony request denied flat out. Asset division. Because the massive debt assigned to her wiped out any claim she might have had to marital assets, like the increase in house value during the marriage, she walked away with essentially just her personal belongings. I kept the house, mine premaritally, without having to buy out any significant equity. Her lawyer looked stunned. Clara was furious. The arrest, that public disturbance charge, stuck. She got probation and a hefty fine, adding to her financial woes. Finn remains MIA. The financial reality. While the court ordered her responsible for the 300K, she has no job, destroyed credit, and is living with Chloe. The banks still look to me for payment. The court order gives me the legal right to pursue her for reimbursement, but getting blood from a stone is hard. I'm working with banks on potential hardship plans or settlements, using the court order as leverage, but that 300K is a huge financial burden I'm still grappling with. My win is that the debt is legally hers, she didn't profit further, and I kept my core assets. It's not a clean slate, it's damage mitigation. Where I am now. The financial stress is real and ongoing. This wasn't a clean break where the bad guy instantly pays, but the legal fight is over. The house is secure. The harassment has stopped. Lawyer sent one final, very sharp letter after the decree. Emotionally, it's a mixed bag. Relief, definitely. Anger has faded to a kind of weary disgust. Sadness for the wasted years hits sometimes. But overriding it all is the certainty I did the right thing by standing firm. Clara's life is reportedly a mess, bouncing between blaming me, Finn, and the world, while living off her sister. Chloe is apparently realizing she bailed out a sinking ship. Consequences, meet actions. Got one final email from Clara. New address. You ruined everything. I hope you're miserable alone. Didn't reply. I'm not miserable. I'm stressed, yeah, but I'm free. I'm rebuilding. Alone is better than being lied to, cheated on, and financially destroyed. It'll take time to recover fully, but I will. She made her choices. This is the result. Thanks for letting me share this journey, Reddit. It wasn't easy, but facing reality head-on was the only way through. Peace.